Is our challenge? It is distractions. Well, it's one of our challenges. There are others, but that's the one we're going to look at in this course, the distractions. There are a lot of things that distract us. Some of those things are really quite frivolous. I'm sure you could think of them. Most of them come by way of your phone or your computer, right? Or the TV and the nightly news. Those are great distractions. There are things, there are, think of all the notifications we keep on our phones, right? Our phones give us all sorts of notifications. Do we really need to be alerted about everything, right? But then there's some things that are distractions that are really good, but they can become overwhelming in our life to the point where they interrupt our relationship with God. Some things that are good in our life that could become overwhelming are, of course, family, spouse, children, right? These things are important and they're good. We want to build those relationships, but they could become overwhelming when there's certain situations arrive. And that's true for all our relationships, whether it's family or friends. Sometimes people demand more of our time than we are able to give. And things can become overwhelming and they interrupt our relationship with God. And of course, God made us for relationships, so we need those relationships, but they definitely can hinder us in our relationship with God and they can bring stress in our life. But God wants us in relationships. And another thing that God made us for that is good, and that's for work. Work is good. God made us to work, and it's good for many reasons. God Himself is at work, but work can come consuming at times, and it can become overwhelming to us and distract us, and just bring on stress. Let's face it, work can bring stress, and we can take that stress home with us from our work. But God wants us to work, and the same could be said for a ministry we're involved in, right? Or any other acts of services we like to do. We give our time to those things and we like to keep that time regulated, but it can become overwhelming at times and distract us from our relationship with God. All these things are good, but by their very nature, they can become overwhelming, consuming, and stressful. And they definitely can interfere with our relationship with God. And we need to put away those distractions. There are things we can do to minimize distractions. We can do things like planning, turning off notifications on our phones. That's a good one. Uh, so many notifications come in on that through the phones. It's crazy, isn't it? We can also schedule things in our life like time for email and time for social media instead of just doing them randomly where they fill our time. And when we do them randomly, they can lead us down these wormholes of time where we just keep going on and on and on. But if we schedule them in, they can be a lot more efficient. So there's plenty of things we can do to minimize distractions. And if I wanted to, I could spend a lot of time on how to minimize distractions. I could probably even use a course and take a course myself on that topic. But that's not what this is about. We're going to look at one specific pathway that leads us away from distraction, stress, and strife, and instead draws us near to God. And that specific pathway is photography to help us put away the distractions. We are here to discuss how photography, specifically nature photography, can help us leave the distractions behind and draw near to God. Even though I'm going to focus on nature photography, other forms of photography and art can also help us put away distractions. Many forms of art can be a great way to help us leave the distractions of life and get lost in art as one connects with God, as one creates. God Himself is a great artist, and an artist can connect with God in a unique way as they bond together as creatives. So, who should take this course? First, I want to say this course is not about the camera. The camera you use